It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to The Pet Show. Is your dachshund acting a little devilish? Does your feral kitten have you totally freaking out? Are your chihuahuas organizing a coup against you? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to try to understand your dog or cat's behavior as well as they understand your behavior, if you're confused about their behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned because now you're listening to The Pet Show. This is it, folks. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Bring that furry little buddy with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the only show of its kind. Some people say that's good, other people don't. We are here to help you resolve any issues that you may be having with your dogs and cats. A lot more likely, any issues that your dogs and cats may be having with you. You know what I say. It's not easy living with people. As always, plenty of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. Lots of pretty amazing stuff to give away as well. So if you have a question about your dog's behavior or your cat's behavior, maybe your dog is humping, jumping, digging holes in the backyard, doesn't come back when you call him, your cat is not dealing well with your new significant other or the new cat that came into the house, your cat pooped on your bed, scratched your favorite chair, looks at the litter box and does one of these with his nose, do it yourself. That's what this show's all about, and what we've been all about for almost 43 years is making life better. And the way we make life better here on The Pet Show is by helping people understand their pets and helping pets understand their people. As I said, plenty of time for your calls, lots of great stuff to give away on The Pet Show. Now, I sound redundant here, but a lot of the items I give away on this show are worth as much as $40 or $50. Now, you might be saying, Warren, why are you giving this stuff away? Well, first of all, I have amazing sponsors, but more importantly, a lot of the items I give away, for example, let's say you have a dog that's scooting his butt on the floor. What are you going to do about it? I'll help you resolve it, but at the same time, I have something to give you that will help resolve that issue. So plenty of time for your calls. As I said, lots of pretty amazing stuff to give away, a lot worth as much as $40 or $50. So let me give you the phone number here at The Pet Show. The phones do get busy. If you have a question or comment, sometimes the easiest way to get through is at the beginning of the show, which is right now. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. This is the show you can kick back, relax, have a great time, talk about your pets, get away from all the technical nonsense that you got to deal with all week long. Let's have some fun. Let's get to know our dogs and cats even better than we already do. Let me tell you what I have planned for the show. Busy, busy show. But as always, your questions and your comments are my priority. So, let me go over this list with you because here's what we're going to talk about. I want you guys to respond if you have questions. Why are some dogs just not affectionate? Is there something wrong with them? Why are some dogs just not affectionate? Now, don't take it personally. There are many, many reasons why some dogs may not show an awful lot of affection, but there are things, you've come to Warren now, there are things you can do to make the dog that is not so affectionate even more affectionate. We'll talk about that a little bit later on the show. And not easy for me to say, but you ready? Goo goo gaba goo goo. I'm trying to talk like a baby. It doesn't work. Why am I doing that? Here, a brand new study, I love these studies, suggests that there is a really, really good reason to baby talk to your cats. You know you do it. You know you baby talk to your dogs. I do it all the time. But there's a really good reason. It's a good thing to talk goo goo gaga to your cats. Now, here's something I want you guys to respond to. Let me give you that number again. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. A guy writes. Now, he writes a letter to an advice columnist. And here's what it says. My company offers amazing health benefits for families. However, I'm not married. I'd like to see if my boss would give me insurance to cover my pet. So in other words, the fact that he gives insurance to families, I consider my pet my family. I have no other family. I'm not married. So is it okay for me to ask him, do you think that he can cover my pet's insurance? What do you think about that? Good idea, bad idea? I mean, some corporations do that right now. So give me a call. Let me know what you think. Also, the nose knows why it's important to let your dog sniff. How many times have I seen people outside with their dog? The dog sniffing, and they're pulling the dog away, and the dog sniffing, because they have no idea that a dog's nose is your eyes and my eyes. Let him sniff. I'll tell you why coming up a little bit later on today's show. As always, plenty of time for all of your questions and comments. Lots of pretty great stuff to give away. So if your pet is humping, chewing, scratching, confused about the litter box, not housebroken, doesn't get along with other dogs, your dog's humping everything in sight, that's what we'll do. We'll help you resolve those issues. Great time to call me. As I said, everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Or if you want to ask me a question, we're broadcasting today live on my YouTube channel. Easy enough to get to. You should be subscribing anyway. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein. That is the way to go there and subscribe. Again, the number 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Now, here's the question of the day. A lot of listeners, a lot of people that live with pets consider their pets part of their family. I'm sure my listeners do. In fact, call me if you do. So if you consider your pet part of the family, and in fact, that's really the only family or dependents that you live with, should companies, more companies, provide pet insurance if you're not taking advantage of insurance for other family members, because there are no other family members other than your dog or cat. I'd love to hear from you. Should they more companies be giving insurance for your dogs and cats? Give me a call. Again, the number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Excuse me, that is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. I'd also like to hear from some of you guys about how you're coping with the heat. It is hot, 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 hot outside. I live in Santa Monica, and I talk about this every time the heat comes here. I don't understand why people have no comprehension that dogs don't sweat. You can't run them on the concrete. You can't run them on the blacktop. You can't run them in the heat of the day. Any dog, especially older dogs, any dog should not be done, but older dogs, younger dogs, dogs with pushed-in faces, dogs with some type of challenges. Please be careful. Your dogs would never take you for a walk if it was too hot for you, so don't do the same for them. As always, plenty of time for your calls, lots of great stuff to give away. On today's show, I got lots of good stuff. Here's, for example, I'll be giving away my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats, probably the most talked about and most successful supplement for your dogs and cats on the market. I'll be giving some of those away on the show. I'll be giving away Orthosud Gold if you have a dog with some hip or joint problems. Orthosud Gold, I'll be giving that away as well. Copies of my best-selling books, either dog or cat, How to Get Your Dog, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, some pretty amazing hemp seed oil. I'll be giving away some of those kitty lickies, lots of Lucy pet food. The brand new t-shirts are in that say none of my friends walk upright. Bottom line is, we've had those t-shirts before, but it's a whole brand new design. And just to let you know, the money from those t-shirts supports my own 501c3 Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, all natural herbal flea spray, lots of great stuff to give away, plenty of time for your calls. I'd love to hear from you. The phones are on, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Now, last week, I got in a little trouble. Not here on my favorite station, KRLA, but you all know I do my National Radio America show right after that. And very often on the Pet Show, we talk about dog accidents, and we describe them using different terms. Well, somehow, last week on my national show, the S word got out. Yeah, it did. On the show, on the air, on my show, the S word got out. Whew. So, what I've done is I have put together some pretty amazing suggestions. And this has never been done on the radio before. For the last 40-some-odd years, I have compiled a list of the terms, not me, but you, that's right, you have used on this very show to describe your dog's accidents. So what I've done is I compiled a list of things that are allowed. Definitely the S word is not allowed, but I'm going to give you a list of what is allowed as well. And I'm sure you guys are going to have more than my list here. I'll give you one little example. You know, when I broadcast the national show, we go all over Wisconsin and Minnesota and Nebraska, and it gets cold there in the wintertime. So the first time someone called me up and described their dog's accident as, Alex, I can say this, okay? And described their dog's accident in the Midwest during the wintertime when there was snow on the ground, they said, my dog left little steamers on the sidewalk. If you've ever cleaned up after a dog when it's cold outside, which, by the way, is the best time to do it, or it's snowing and the dog relieves itself, little steamers. That's just the Midwestern term, folks. I did not make it up. But I have an entire list of over 20 different things, 20 different terms that you guys have used. Yeah, it's going to embarrass you, but I got to share it with you. Because as I said, for all the years I've been doing this, I've never had the S word go out over the air. But it did. It did. And it wasn't for me. And it didn't go. Alex is so happy it happened on my national show, and it didn't happen here on KRLA. But it did happen. So everyone who was listening to me in hundreds of stations across the country, in Canada and Guam, heard the S word on my show. But I didn't say it. It wasn't me, I promise. Anyway, plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. I'd love to hear from you people as well. Do you think that if you don't have other family members and your company pays for medical insurance for those family members of other people that walk upright, should there be some coverage for your pet? I'd love to hear what you think about that. Give me a call. I'll send you a great gift, 866-870-KRLA. Anyone out there talk to their dog or their cat? I want to hear from you guys as well. The study's about cats and says that talking baby talk is really good. So I want to hear about from you guys as well. And it's interesting because when I posted on my Facebook posts about what's coming up on the show and some dogs not being affectionate, I wanted to make sure that people understood that it's not a big problem. There's a reason for it, and there are ways you can bring up more affection in your dogs, and lots of different ways you can do that. But very often, and this is what makes me absolutely crazy. You know, I've been working with animals my whole life, trained over 40,000, not bragging, just bringing that for a point, that I have seen dogs that have come in out of situations, or even puppies that were born that never have any reason, that are really kind of lacking in the affection department. So we're going to talk about that. If you out there have a dog that may not have the affection that you think he should have, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to talk about talking baby talk, if you want to talk about whether the guy has a right to get pet insurance for his dog or a cat, or if you have any other questions or comments, great time to give me a call. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. I am in a funny mood. I know you guys got me in a funny mood today. I don't know why. I think it was this whole thing I put together. I actually did a video. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which, by the way, you should subscribe to, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, you'll see me do an entire stand-up of all the different words, and I use the S word, but yes, Alex, it was my YouTube channel. I was allowed to use it, and I talk about it. I think it's quite interesting, and the response I got was pretty amazing, because I don't think anyone else has ever made a list of what people call their doggy accidents. Very technical stuff here on the Pet Show. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. I'll try to take a couple of calls on YouTube as well. So if you want to go there, it's youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. But let me take a quick break right now, and then I will get to your call. Speaking of Lucy Pet, I'll be giving away lots of great Lucy Pet food today. I got to tell you, once I give Lucy Pet food to somebody and they give it to their dog or cat, they are hooked for life. Well, they're not, but their dog or cat is, and they look better and feel better. You know, you've heard me talk about Lucy Pet food. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call if you have a question or a comment, want to share a story. I'd love to hear from some people who have recently adopted or are fostering a dog or cat to encourage other people to do the same thing. Just a reminder that everyone that does call into the Pet Show will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. And as I said, a lot of the items I'm giving away are worth $35, $45, even $50. We're not giving away biscuits here. So if you have a question or a comment, just want to share a great story, the phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Maybe a concern that your dog or cat isn't affectionate enough. We're going to be talking about that later. So if you have any questions or comments, great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. I do have a couple of lines open, which is kind of rare on the Pet Show. I think it's hot outside today, but if you want to be cool, just give me a call. Let me go right to Mike in Van Nuys. Hey, Mike, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. Good to hear you. I was talking to a friend. She wanted to come to the Valley yesterday, the Valley of all places, because she couldn't stand the heat where she is. And but she said, that my dog last year had some fleas. So I wanted to mention that first. But
so she won't come to your house because your dog had fleas?
Yeah, we could write a song about that, I think.
I can write a lot of songs about that.
Yeah, it's what anyway. But I want.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I used to have a lot of people that wanted to come over to my house, and my dogs never had fleas, but I always told them they did, just to keep them away.
Oh, what? Yeah. I'm not, if she's using more any more aggravation, it might come up as a good one. Go. Thank you very much. I would appreciate that. That's great. I love that story. What I want to know, because my dog could be 15, 16 years old. I have no idea. She won't tell me. But sometimes I want to take her in the car and take her somewhere, be it a dog doctor, a vet, or give her a self bath, which is really hard at my age to do by the bathtub. It's almost impossible. It's impossible. So, is there a way of? I was trying to think of a box on wheels that I could lift a door so I don't have to lift her into the box.
How is her mobility? Can she walk up a ramp?
I don't know if she'd be intimidated, but that had entered my mind. Get a piece of plywood.
Not even. No. Here's what you do. Spend a couple of bucks. Come on, what are you going to take it with you? Go to the pet store. Go online.
But anyway,
buy yourself. They have these incredible dog ramps now. You can adjust them in height. Some are wider, some are shorter. And they even have steps you can use if she's good on steps. There's stairs you can use to get her into the car. I think it's a great idea. In other words, has she been around a lot of places prior to her becoming older?
What was the question?
Has she been? Did you take her a lot more places when she was younger?
Not overwhelmingly. I got her from my sister who was ailing and is gone, and then I was ailing. So we took care of her. She took care of all of both. I'm sure
your dog's in there. So here's what I want you to do. I think it's a great idea. However, you really have to watch it. 15 to 16 years old. Is it making her feel good, or is it stressing her out? Some dogs, when they're 15 to 16, I just read about a dog that's someone that was a much older dog, and they were taking it on its bucket list, and the dog did great. Never usually went out, but on his bucket list, they wanted to take him to the beach, to a park, whatever. So if the dog is comfortable, I'm okay with it. But you have to make sure the dog is comfortable. What I would do is maybe take the dog's bed and put that in the back seat of the car right now. Take the ramp, for a question. I am going to send you some Orthosooth Gold. Orthosooth Gold is manufactured right here in Southern California by my friends over at Nature Vet. It is one of those products I've been recommending and endorsing for many, many years. And the reason is I endorse because I see the results. I have listeners telling me, after a few weeks on the Orthosooth Gold, their dog feels a lot better. It's getting up a lot easier. You have a 15-year-old dog. I'm not going to say that's going to happen. He's not going to be running around the block, but I'm sure it'll make him more comfortable. So, Mike, give me a call back when he's on the car and you're comfortable. I think it's a great idea, but again, it's up to him. It's not up to you. If he's stressed out, no. If he's enjoying it, yes. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away as well. When we come back, you ever have a dog that stole your dirty clothes and tried to figure out why? And people come home and their dog has their underwear and their clothes all over the house, and you're mad at your dog. Oh, what did you do? Shame on you. I'm going to tell you why. why it's a good thing when your dog steals your clothes. I know, come on, Warren, impossible. Well, I'm going to tell you that. Also, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? If you were working for a company that gave everyone insurance for their family, but the only family you have is your dog or cat, are you entitled to get insurance from that company that you're working for? I'd love to hear from you. Give me a call. Send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, 870-5752. Now, I was joking earlier. I really wasn't joking. I've been doing this show for a long, long time. And doing this show means that there are certain rules and regulations that the radio people have. There are certain things you can, I feel like George Carlin, there are certain things you can say and certain things you can't say on the air. Well, just a week or so ago, not on this show, of course, because it would never happen with Alex and Suzette. Could never happen here. But on my international show, my Radio America Armed Forces radio show, the S word got out over the air. Yeah, it did. Like, that's the worst thing people heard in radio. But the S word got out over the air, which is not a good thing. So what I've done is I've taken the time to put together a list of the words we're allowed to use. Now, there's a lot on this list, and I'm sure you guys can do plenty of time for your calls. Right now, though, I want to tell you, you just heard me give away some Authors Who Gold. My friends at Nature Vet, what an amazing company. I've known their CEO, Scott. Oh, just knock it off. We all know that my dog is the best. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is it, folks. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet behavior, pet training, problem solving. If your dog is jumping, humping, digging, your cat is scratching, not using the litter box, doesn't get along with the new cat that came into the house, your dog is just going crazy when you take him for a walk and he sees another dog. If you have a question or a comment about your pet or just want to brag I love to hear from people that want to brag about a dog or cat they recently adopted. A great time to give me a call. And again, a reminder that everyone that does call into the Pet Show and talk to me live will get a fabulous gift for their dog or their cat. I know it's not for you, it's for your dog or cat. And I got some great stuff to give away on today's show as well. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me just share this with you, and then we'll get to the phone line. Still have an open line or two. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. So, your dog steals your clothes. Yes, I know it can be frustrating when you come back home from work and notice that your dog has scattered your clothes all over the place. But did you know that it's actually a sign of love? You're listening to The Pet Show. Of course it is. While you may not want your dog to have your favorite name brand sweater, they just see it and it reminds them of you. It's kind of like an extension of you when you aren't around. Think about it. Your clothes still have your scent on it. So when your dog is pulling your clothes together or your cat is pulling your clothes together, it's not because they want to upset you. It's because it makes them feel just that more comfortable. So don't yell at them. Just pick up your clothes and put them away, or put them away in the first place. That'll resolve the issue. But don't get angry with your cat or your dog because they're bringing out your clothes. It makes them feel a lot better. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Anyone out there have a dog that they love and they adore but may not be as affectionate as they'd want it to be? Is it a real problem? What caused the problem? Can the problem be resolved? We're going to talk about that as well. Also coming up, and again, I'm talking because I didn't think I'd ever have to do this. It's kind of funny. It's like a stand-up routine. The different words that you guys have been using for the last 40 years. A lot of calls we get on the Pet Show over the years have been housebreaking, and people have described their dog's accidents. Just give me one example. The dog rainy rained on the kitchen floor. How am I supposed to know what that means? The dog rainy rained on the kitchen floor. What were you guys thinking? Rainy rain? What does that mean? We'll go over a whole list of the things that you guys talked about. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. Let's go to my friend Tina. Hi, Tina. Welcome to the show.
Hi there. How are you today?
I am doing fabulous. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. I was actually hoping for a couple things. First, I'm a foster, and I've recently started fostering mostly kittens, but I've got a mom cat that has kittens, and the kittens are about 7 weeks old already, and obviously they don't need mom anymore to eat.
Sure.
So they're on wet food. But I've been trying to integrate her and the kittens into the fold because I've got a lot of fosters right now, about 22. Fortunately, it's a ginormous house. But I've tried putting her alone in the bathroom with the kittens and then just letting them smell the other cats under the door. But mom cat is very, very hostile. And the sad thing is that she's not a feral cat. She's lovable and sweet and a lap cat. But
hostile.
So far does not
Tina, hostile to who? Hostile to who?
She's hostile to other cats.
Okay, but not her own litter.
Well, when we tried to integrate her into the house, she was hostile towards her own litter as well. Once she can smell the other cats, it's like she associates them with being other cats as well.
Now, has she been spayed at this point?
Yes, she has.
Okay, great. Because sometimes when a cat has a litter and they're not spayed, sometimes assertiveness can come out as well. This is a tough one because you have so many cats. And, it's not like you call me, hey, Warren, I have 3 cats. How do I get them to get along with each other? Warren, I got 22 cats. What do I do?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
We've got multiple rooms. So, that's... we tried putting her in the kitten room with the other, smaller kittens. That are around her age. She's a kitten herself. She's only 10 months old.
Wow.
I found her very pregnant at the age.
And what's her relationship? What's her relationship with the other kittens? Not in her litter. The other kittens. In other words, she's really aggressive towards them.
She hisses and lunges at them. Well, I put her in the bathroom where the other kittens typically play and lay down and sleep. We have a bathroom that we pretty much gutted under the sink and made it like a little hut, and so they've got blankets in there. And
here's what I want to try to do, okay? I want to try to go back to point one. I don't want her to get along with all 22 cats all of a sudden. That's way too much for her, but a little at a time will work. What I want you to do is pick out 2 kittens that normally she's not going to get along with. What I want you to do is take a stuffed animal, not a towel, and I want you to saturate it with the scent of those 2 kittens and keep that with the assertive 10-month-old cat. After a day of that, supervised, I want you to bring those 2 kittens into a larger room with her, just sitting there with her. If there's another person in the house, one person can hold the kittens, one person can hold the cat, kind of getting closer and closer together. When they ignore each other for a couple of seconds, that's enough for that day. Right. Let them get used to this one become comfortable with 1 or 2 kittens at this point. Then we can start introducing the rest of their. I had as many as 30 cats at a time. The only difference is that every one I had was feral. And believe me, it took me like almost a year to form my little colony. But ultimately, it did come around, and I did very similar to what I'm suggesting you, introducing a couple at a time, letting them feel that there's no challenge there, and little by little adding on. I think you'll be right on target.
Okay. I will definitely try that. That's a good idea. Okay, stuffed animal. And one more thing, since I've got you on the phone. So my rescue, we have adoption shows every Saturday at the local PetSmart, so I kind of wanted to do a shameless plug if I could.
Which PetSmart? Which PetSmart?
The PetSmart on the corner of Valley Boulevard and Grand in the city of Walnut. We've got about 45 kittens in our network right now, and we need to get some folks out to see all of our kittens and see if anyone's interested. We also have 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds. So yes, there are a lot right now. So
all right, two things. Tina, what is the name of is your group a nonprofit group?
Yes, it's a nonprofit group. It's called Cats in Need of Human Care. We go by Cats in Need on Instagram, and we have multiple chapters. I am with the Diamond Bar chapter, and we show our kittens over at PetSmart in Walnut.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to send me an email. Here's my personal email. It's simply mail@thepetshow.com, mail@thepetshow.com. Send me some information about your group, that it's a 501c3. Everyone there is kind of volunteering. No one's getting salaries.
Yes.
And maybe my own Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund will be able to make a donation to you guys, but help promote some of the animals.
That would be amazing.
I get that out to, I put that out to all these groups. I put it out there. Sometimes, I watch TV, and sometimes you see these groups that have thousands of dollars and do an amazing amount of work, but it's the same groups pretty much over and over again on the TV shows getting all this publicity. And that's good. However, it's the small mom and pops. Those are the ones I support. That's why I started Hugs and Kisses, that no one ever hears about, that can't get on TV. They don't have publicists. They don't have PR people. What they do is they go out there and they save animals. Those are the groups I like to support. So if you send me the information, I will definitely be able to help you guys out. We'll even get it up on the website, the name of your group as well. In the meantime, for your cat, you know what? It seems like you deal with a lot of cats. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm sending you a copy of my book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, Tina, and send me that information to mail@thepetshow.com. And that goes to any other rescues out there. Maybe I can guide you guys as well. I have nothing. I love the groups you see on TV. They do amazing work. They rescue hundreds and hundreds of dogs. But the bulk of animals rescued in America are rescued by organizations you would never know, organizations you would never hear about. That is exactly why I started my own Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. By the way, and very rarely do you hear me ask, but if you want to support my Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, go to my website, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, and see what we do. Right now, we have donated to groups in every single state. Who else can say that? I have donated money to small mom and pop rescues in all 50 states across America, and I think we send some outside of the country as well. So check out hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. I got to take a break. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Hugs and Kisses. I didn't give any Hugs and Kisses away yet. Authors with Gold, books, kitty Lickies, which I'm going to talk about right now, Lucy Pet Food. There's new T-shirts. You're going to love the new T-shirts. All natural herbal flea spray. Everyone that calls, even if you just want to answer my question, will get a great gift for their dog or cat. And the question's simple: do you think or do you believe that companies should help people that work there with health insurance for their pets if that is the only family they have? They help people that have kids and wives, and they cover that's their family. Well, what about someone who may be single and his entire family or her entire family is her dog or cat? Should they be covered as well? Give me a call. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Let me take another phone call in here. We got a whole other hour to go, so plenty of time to answer your questions. Hey, Daryl, welcome to the Pet Show.
Good morning to you.
So I don't want to run out of time, but I'm gathering from your question that you want to help eliminate fleas on feral cats. Some of the best ways to do that are simply making sure, especially whoever's feeding the cats, if they can use some of the same medications people use at home to prevent fleas on their cats into the food of the feral cat colony. That could be really a good preventive. In some extreme cases, depending on how big the colony is, over the years, what I've done is actually trap the cats one at a time, had them defleed on the medication, and then return them. But at the same time, I also had the area where they hang out treated as well. It's a very tough problem. It's not an easy task. How many feral cats are we talking about there, Daryl?
One.
Oh, just one, yeah. So when you feed it from your vet, Capstar, whatever you want to use, oral type of flea medication, that's probably the best thing to do. Can you handle this cat at all?
No, we can't get within 10 feet of it.
Okay. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you some all-natural herbal flea spray. What I want you to do is I don't want you to spray the cat at this point because obviously it'll just freak him out a little bit more. But what I would like you to do is try to remember the areas where the cat tends to hang out and spray those areas. You can use certain types of diamond dirt if you want, but I think the flea spray is the way to go. But basically, with one cat, speak to your vet. You can actually get some of these products online, an oral flea preventative. That's what I would be doing right now. I think that's your best bet.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Listen, Daryl, don't go in. I'm going to put you on hold. The lovely Suzette's going to pick up. We're going to send you some all-natural herbal flea spray and bless you for caring for that feral cat. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Quick break, then right back to your calls. Got a whole other hour to go. What an interesting hour we have coming up for you, I promise. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. 866-870-KRLA. The phone number, 866-870-5752. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. Celia, I tried to get to your call, Renee, this hour. If we break it just for a couple of minutes at the top of the hour, and in just a couple of seconds, I'll get right to your calls, I promise. Coming up, though, a real important subject, something that I've been working on for many years. I think I'm probably the only person that realized this. There are some dogs that are not affectionate. Most of my listeners that I've worked with over the years here, and all the years I was working with dogs in the media in New York on the Today Show and Regis, people would call me up and contact me and say, Warren, why is it that my dog is not affectionate? And sometimes these are dogs that they've adopted from shelters or rescues. Sometimes when they get the dog home, the dog is incredibly affectionate. Other times, the dog is not affectionate. However, if you think that your dog isn't affectionate towards you, please don't take it personally. There are many reasons why dogs don't show a lot of affection. For example, if your dog was adopted, his former home may have improperly cared for him or worse, abused him. Your dog may have trust issues or even feel afraid of human beings. Just like some humans, your dog may enjoy his personal space as well. Not everyone enjoys a lot of physical closeness. There are dogs that just don't like to be smothered with affection sometimes. But here are some of the things that you can do. Number one, spend quality time with your dog. I don't mean just taking him for a walk or kind of say, come here. I mean, spend real quality time. Have conversations. Have some great outings. Pay attention to their cues. They let you know when they want to respond to you. If your dog is giving you certain cues that they aren't feeling up to snuggling, then respect their wishes. Maybe that's not the time. You know, just like with people, one of my dogs, Molly and Willie, they're both super affectionate now. But it's been like 3-4 years since I've had them. When I first came home, Molly, who, by the way, I call my chocolate babka, and I call Willie my cinnamon babka because of their colors. But Molly, by the way, was affectionate from day one. You cannot kiss this dog and hug this dog enough. Willie, they were both abused, but Willie, who was obviously hit and smacked and pushed away because he's one of those dogs that loves people, was not real thrilled and did not really like so much attention. He wasn't so affectionate, but let me tell you, Willie, took me almost a year, me and Denise almost a year, but I got to tell you, Willie, you cannot wake up in the morning without Willie licking your face. You cannot go to sleep in that. Willie is just one of the most affectionate dogs now. And between the two, you think it's easy living with two affectionate dogs. But there are certain dogs, just like there are certain people. Don't panic. Not every dog is going to be affectionate. And also, not every animal shows affection the same way. Some dogs may show affection by cuddling with you or licking with you or hanging out with you. Other dogs may show affection just by being in the same room with you and feeling comfortable. So, affection, great. A lot of dogs that are not affectionate may take years to bring them around, may take months to bring them around, but once you see that clearness in their eyes, you know that it's worth it. Hey, we're going to break for the top of the hour. We got a whole other hour to go. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. I'm going to give you a list of all the different terms you people have used to describe your dog's accident. One of them almost took me off the air last week. We'll talk about that. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. A quick break, then right back at you. Give your dogs a hug and a kiss during the commercial. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show.
to stumble, but we haven't yet. Your dog is barking, your cat missed the box. Your ferret's chewed up all your favorite socks. He sure knows how to get inside your pet's head. But maybe it's you who needs to be trained instead.
And if you love animals, want to find out why your dogs and cats behave the way they do, how to resolve any issues you may be having with them or vice versa, jumping, humping, digging, scratching, not using the litter box, doesn't get along with other dogs, doesn't like your new boyfriend, great time to give me a call. If you're new to the pet show, everyone that calls in gets to talk to me live on the air. Today we'll get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. You can also watch the show live right now at youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Plenty of time for your calls. We're going to get to you, Celia, Renee, Rose, and Marsha, I promise. But last week was very, very interesting. I have been talking to you guys for just about 43 years on the radio. And last week on my national show and Canadian show that goes all over the U.S. and Canada for Radio American Armed Forces, I almost got kicked off the air. Why? Yes, the S word came out over the air on my show, and my engineer wasn't as quick as my engineer Alex is, and missed the delay button, so the S word got out over the air. You cannot say the S word on the pet show. So what I've done, and I'm going to get right to your call. So what I've done is I have actually put together, over the last 40-some-odd years, a list of the different terms that you people have used to describe your dogs peeing and pooping on the pet show. It's a common question here. However, the words I'm going to share with you now are all allowed to be used. So everything I say, yes, Alex, listen, get your finger off that button, Alex. Everything I say is now a legal way to describe your dog's accidents on the show. You ready? Here we go. Number 1 and number 2. I can deal with that, no problem. My dog pooped on the floor? Sure, that's not a problem. But here are some of the terms you guys so creative. Warren, my dog left little cigars on the floor. Or Tootsie Rolls. He rained. He piddled. We can do piddle. He whizzed. We can do whizzed. My dog left his business in the living room. What is your dog, an accountant, a lawyer? His business. My dog left me a surprise. We can use surprise, Alex, right? This has to be my favorite all time. My dog left me a present, a gift. I'm thinking about someone describing their dog's mess as a present or a gift. And all I kept thinking about is, Warren, that's the person I want to be with. How easy must they be to please? I told you about the Midwest. They call them little steamers. And I'm sure that's not all of them. So if you have a different one that I'm allowed. So, Alex, I can use all those, right? Alex isn't answering me. I think he left the studio. Yes, I can use all of those. So those are just a partial list. And you guys think I'm eccentric. I'm eccentric, huh? Those are the terms. Little cigars, Tootsie Rolls, rained, and he left me a gift. Phone number here, 866-870-KRL. I'm going to take you guys in order. Let's start out with, if you want to add a word, feel free to call me as well. Let's go to, who's up long? We're going to go to Celia in Chadsworth first. Hey, Celia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I can't believe my listeners are so creative.
And I can't believe you pronounced my name correctly, and I thank you for that, Warren.
But Celia?
My question is, we have a rescue Maine Coon, correct?
Yeah.
That's what it's called. I call it a Maine Coon, but my husband keeps saying it's a Maine Coon.
It's a Maine Coon, exactly.
Yes, he bites, and he's a rescue. My daughter got him and had the mother fixed and had other cats done. She's really good at that, but he bites a lot.
Let me ask you a question. I'm assuming it's a male because you say he, right?
Yes, it's a male.
Is he neutered?
Yes, he is.
Okay, and how many cats does he live with?
Well, he was outside the whole time, and my daughter caught him.
So is he living outside now or inside?
No, he's inside. We have no more cats. My cat died.
Okay, so you're living with just this one cat now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When is he biting you?
Well, when you go up to him and he's laying in the bed, because my husband spoiled him to death, and you try to say, hi, Tommy cat, Tommy bear, then he starts going for you, starts trying to nip you. And I have lupus, so I have to be very careful. But he nips, and I just want to hold him and caress him sometimes. But he nips, he bites.
All right, so let me ask you another question. Besides when you approach him in the bed, what other times does he show this type of behavior?
Anywhere, but I'm mostly bedbound because of my knee. I had 3 knee surgeries, and so I'm kind of bedbound, but I do get up and walk around.
So let's take a look at what's going on here, okay? This was a feral cat, an outdoor cat that was brought in, neutered, went from living a hellish life in the wild of Chatsworth, and now he's living in the luxury of your home. He has his own bed.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you a question. This is probably, how long have you had him now?
It'll be 2 years. He was born on my birthday, September 10th.
Okay. So this bed to him, this bed, or when he's sleeping or lying down, this is probably the first time in his entire life that he could really relax, because every other time he was either pushed around by another cat or something chased him or something went after him. Now in your home, everything is nice. So when you approach him, what happens is he becomes a little bit protective, a little bit territorial. So what I would be doing at this time, number one, is I would put down a second bed for him. 2, 3, 5 feet away. Put down a second bed for him. Also, what I would do at this point is I would walk by him, stroke him on the head quickly, and walk away. Leave him wanting. If you're trying to force yourself and pet him more than that one stroke on the head, that may be a feeling of his to need to protect himself. So if you go past him and you just, hey, what a good boy, Tommy, whatever you call them, what a good boy, Tommy, and pat him on the head, just walk away. That's it. Don't overdo it. Don't overplay your cards. Little by little, what happens is, because they learn through association, little by little, he starts to realize that your touch is a good thing. Nothing bad's going to happen. It's what we call counter conditioning. Doesn't happen overnight. But I think from listening to you that sometimes maybe you forced the situation a little bit, which made him more on guard. I want you to back off a little bit, a quick touch and walk away. It's like your mother told you when you were dating as a kid, always leave them wanting. I want you to leaving the cat wanting for more attention, and little by little we'll come around.
Wait, are those cats prone to gravitate towards just one person in the house?
Not necessarily. I mean, there are certain cats, just like there are certain dogs and certain kids that gravitate towards one member of the family more than others. Do you think that he gravitates more to you or more to your husband?
Oh no, more to my husband. More to my husband.
Okay, well maybe you're the bad person. Who feeds Celia? Who feeds the cat? Who feeds the cat?
He does, and sometimes when I get up and I can't sleep, like at 2 a.m., I'll put food in there.
Well, no. Tell your husband to back off. Why don't you start feeding the cat a little bit? Come on. I want you to feed the cat. As a matter of fact, you know what? I know what I'm going to send you. I am going to send you, Celia, some kitty lickies. And what I'm going to want you to do is when you go past his bed also, give him a kitty licky. He's going to associate going past his bed with something amazing. But I want you to take over the feeding a little bit. Food is love. I grew up in a Jewish household. Don't argue with me. Food is love, okay? So bottom line.
I won't argue. I lost 50 pounds. I'm not going to argue with anybody.
So that's where I want you to be right now. I am going to put you on hold. I'm going to send you some kitty lickies for him. Give me a call back in a few weeks. You take over the feeding, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. Likes a husband, but not what. I love my listeners because you will take in a pet, and even though it has some type of challenges, it never prevents you from working on it. All right, let's go to Long Beach and Renee. Then we got Rose, and we got Marsha, we got Marilyn, we got Thomas. We get to all your calls, but right now it's Renee in Long Beach. Hey, Renee, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. So I have 3 Doxies.
That's like one whole. That's like one whole. That's like one whole dog, Renee.
I know. So cute. But my youngest Doxie woo-woos at the siren. He hears a siren, and he just starts woo, 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 and then he gets louder and louder until he's full-on howling, and then he gets the other dogs barking.
For how long?
Oh, probably for about a minute.
You know what? Knock it off. Knock it off. I'm telling you, leave it alone, Renee. Let the dog enjoy a howl once in a while. I don't understand people sometimes. Does your dog say, don't yawn, don't go to sleep, don't belch? Leave you alone. You leave them. In other words, if you called me up and said, Warren, He hears the fire sirens or whatever siren he hears, and he's howling with the sirens for hours or 20 minutes or even 10 minutes or even 15 minutes. I might try to resolve your issue with you. But the bottom line is this: a dog's sense of hearing is so much better than ours. That's why they turn their ears around to change things, and they hear high-pitched much stronger than we hear, specifically high-pitched sound. So if the dog is howling, you got three little dachshunds. It's not like you're dealing with three Great Danes. Go, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's three little dachshunds. Let them howl. It's a minute. And you know what I would do? I would say, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get on with the rest of our day. Now, aren't you glad you called me? Renee, aren't you glad that you called me today?
Of course, it gave me a good laugh. I hope my neighbors can laugh about it.
It's a minute. If your neighbors cannot deal with your dog's howling for a minute or two, then perhaps it's time to either move or tell the neighbors they need some analysis. It's a minute or two. It takes them longer to warm up their car, start their lawnmower, blow their lawn. It's a minute or two of a dog. Tell them to knock it off. Anyway, don't go anywhere. I'm putting you on hold. 3 dachshunds. I'm sending you this most expensive gift I have. I'm sending you a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement. See, this is why a lot of people have issues with their pets. Sometimes you just got to let your dog be a dog. Sometimes you just got to let your cat be a cat. And sometimes what happens is, if a dog is behaving in a certain instinctive way and we try to resolve that, we create more of a problem. And in Renee's situation, I love you, Renee, but in Renee's situation, the dogs were howling for what, a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, maybe even 4 minutes. I wish my neighbors would shut up after 3 or 4 minutes. Phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Let me take a break. When we come back, we got Rose in Montclair, Marsha in La Cañada. I said it right this time, Marsha. I'm still from New York. It's not La Canada anymore. I've learned La Cañada. We got Merrill in La Puente, Thomas in Los Angeles. We'll get to all of your questions. Lots of great stuff to give away. I got more Hugs and Kisses to give away. Lucy Pet Food, Kitty Lickies, copies of my best-selling books, All Natural Flea Spray, those new Scoopables. So everyone that calls in and gets to talk to me will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 870-5752. A quick break, then right back to all of your phone calls. Listen. Me and you and a dog named Boo. We are back on the Pet Show. We're going to get that in order. Rose, Marcia, then Marilyn. Do have an open line. Great time to call me. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. I guess no one wanted to respond to the whether or not if you are a single person working for a company that supplies or gives health insurance to family members of other workers, yet the only family member you have is your dog or cat, should you be able to ask your employer to cover your dog or cat's insurance? I'd love to hear from you guys. Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And if you get through to me, I will send a great gift for your dog or your cat that may not be or may be covered by insurance. Let me take another phone call right now. Let's go to Marcia, then Rose, then Marilyn. Marcia first in La Cañada. Hey, Marcia, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi there. Thank you so much. Your show that helps advocate for animals and everything. Anyway, I'll just cut to the chase. I have two issues I'm wondering about. I don't know how to prioritize. Okay. I have an issue related to I feel not comfortable to leave. I have a little older, she's about 17 now, a doggy and a kitty that adopted us. Okay, they're both rescues. And then I kind of feel like a guilt thing to go away like for a day or during a day for many hours because they're so attached, and also because it's hot, right?
Marcia, I don't want to run out of time. So let me see if I can understand it. From what I'm seeing on my computer, you have a dog and a cat, and they're having eating issues. But now your concern is that you're leaving them alone. If they're in a home and you have air conditioning or a fan in a safe place where it can't harm them, leaving them home is probably the smartest thing to do. In terms of what's the question about feeding them? I don't want to run out of time. So what's the question about feeding them?
Okay. And then the other issue is that both of them are they're seniors, and I can't get them. I buy the nicest food or whatever, and then they won't eat unless I add.
Let me tell you exactly what's happening here. This is very common for me, so I want to make sure we have plenty of time. Number one, as dogs get older and as cats get older, their noses don't smell the same way as they did when they were younger. So it's very, very common for an older cat or an older dog sometimes to stop eating their food on a regular basis because dogs and cats do not eat with their mouth. Dogs and cats eat with their nose. If it doesn't smell good, they're not going to eat it. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is before giving your dog and your cat the food, take the food, and what I want you to do is let it sit in the refrigerator overnight with something that smells really good, whether it be tuna, sardines, no salt chicken bouillon. Let their dry food just sit in the refrigerator in a plastic container overnight alongside something that smells. Separated, but I just want the dry food to pick up the smell. In the morning...
Hey, Warren, is it important it has to be overnight because I tried it on that day?
Let me explain something. There's no such thing as trying when it comes to animal behavior. There's only progress and small steps. Follow this advice exactly. It'll work. Take it from me. Number one, you don't have to leave it overnight. Just a couple of hours in the refrigerator is fine. When you take it out of the refrigerator, pop it in the microwave for 4 or 5 seconds just to make sure it heats up a little bit. Because as it heats up, the smell becomes stronger. The stronger the smell, the quicker they are to eat it. What I'm going to do is this, because I got to move on. That's what I want you to do. But I'm going to send you, I want you to switch over to the Lucy Pet Food. I want you to do it gradually, a little bit at a time, but at the same time, follow my advice, put it in a container, a couple hours, so the dry food picks up the smell of what smells really good, salmon, tuna, whatever, then give it to them after you heat it up for a couple of seconds, and that should encourage them to eat a lot more.
Want to have it instead of me putting out all kinds of stuff and then they reject it. I don't know.
They're not.
And
They're
then
not.
it makes a mess.
No, don't. I'm not worried about a mess. I'm not worried. But the only thing I'm worried about is your dog.
Well, it's not a mess, but like, I don't want to say bad things that start with M. Like I don't want to say related to flies or something that come that when they don't.
No, you can do. Yeah, you can talk.
Right.
Listen, I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway, I'm putting you on hold. I'm sending you some Lucy pet food and Marsha and La Cañada. Listen, you're a lovely, lovely lady, but you got to follow my advice. You have a 17-year-old dog and an older cat as well, and it's so important that people understand that as we get older, the way we smell food, the way we taste food changes. I mean, there were years ago I would eat a lot of stuff I would never even go near now, not even close to. Denise tried to get me to eat aioli the other day. What is aioli? What happened to ketchup and mustard? And a little mayo once. What is aioli? I have no idea what it is. Anyway, as we get older, our tastes do change and sometimes become a little skeptical about trying new things. At least I do. But in terms of dog or cat, the smell is important. If it smells good, they're going to be a lot more apt to eat it. All right, we're going to go to Rose. Then we got Marsha. We got Marilyn. We got Jerome. I'm going to get to all your calls, I promise. But right now, it is Rose in Montclair. Hey, Rose, welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. I love you so much. You're so great.
Don't get carried away. I'm not so great. I'm okay.
Well, no, but even right now, that conversation about the food, I always want to put some. This is my granddoggy. It's not mine, and so I've been told by my son, just give him what I have you give him, Mom. That's it, because I don't want him getting sick. And I said, okay, older dog. This little doggy has a dog door at his place, but here there is none. So I have to be on my toes. And lately, what he's been doing, little Chico, is he has been pooping on the patio. As you just walk out the back door, I mean, there's a nice patio covered to sit. It's open, but then there's the lower patio where he could go, but he doesn't go there.
So let me ask you a question. I'm assuming the patio is concrete?
Yes.
Where your son lives, and it's his dog, where your son lives and your granddog lives, does the dog usually eliminate on concrete or grass?
He's got a big grassy area, so he can go wherever he wishes.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
Grass.
First of all, concrete is very, very porous, so it's very difficult to get a smell out of concrete.
God.
I want you to pick up a good enzymatic stain and odor remover, follow the instructions, let it soak into the concrete areas where he's gone. Then what I want you to do is
a particular product you can?
Not a specific one. All of the enzymatic products are pretty decent. Okay. Then what I want you to do is I want you to spend more time with him on the patio, sitting there with him. I want you to take some of his toys, some of his treats, and some paper plates with a little food in it and spread those all around that patio. I want you to watch him with a hawk eye. When he looks like he's got to go the first time, take him to that second patio, let him finish, then sing him a song. Once he sees his food in the area, once he sees his treats in the area, once Grandma is spending more time with him in that specific area, what will happen is that he will start getting the point that he's not going to want to go where he hangs out. He's not going to want to go where he sleeps. He's not going to want to go where his food is or his treats are. And as long as you can get him to go once or twice, what you may want to do as well, not the most pleasant thing to do, Grandma, is pick up a little of his mess the next time he has it before you follow the advice I just gave you and put it in a couple of little places on the area or in the area where you ultimately want him to go. You don't have to put the whole thing there, just a little bit of the scent. That may guide you as well.
Okay, well, my son's going to come over today, and I wanted him to wash that patio. I've been pouring bleach on it and Ajax everywhere he goes.
Ajax, I believe Ajax contains ammonia, and so does urine and poop. So you're putting down the same odor you're trying to get rid of.
God.
Oh, Rose. You guys make my job so easy. Pick up a good enzymatic cleaner. I used to recommend one, but they sold to a big company, and I don't like dealing with big national companies where I can't talk to the CEO and make sure the products are still good. So any of the enzymatic
products. Did you go
products.
to some kind of I'm sorry to interrupt you, but did you go to some kind of place like I don't know where to go, like a Home Depot or Pet
No, you can go to Petco, PetSmart, Amazon. Go to any of those places. Yeah, any pet store carries it. Anyway, I got to move on. I'm going to put you on hold. Give him a hug, and you know what? I'm going to send you a jar of hugs and kisses. Put some hugs and kisses in the area. Give him some hugs and kisses when he poops downstairs, and I promise you, your patio will be fine. Quick break, then right back to all your calls. I got plenty of time to answer your questions. 866-870 KRLA, the phone number 866-870-5752. Listen. And we are back on the Pet Show on Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. 866-870-5752. Still got plenty of time for your calls. I still got, what do I got? I got some more hugs and kisses to give away, some more Lucy pet food, some more kitty lickies for my cat people, hemp seed oil, copies of my best-selling books, all natural flea spray. You're all going to need that this year. Those new T-shirts, by the way, you got to check those out at my website, the brand new T-shirts. None of my friends walk upright are now available to help my nonprofit, Hugs and Kisses Animalfund.org. Check them out at thepetshow.com, thepetshow.com. Again, the number here, 866-870-KRLA. In a minute or so, we're going to go right to Maryland. And Jerome, you're going to be up next. But right now, this kind of caught me off guard. You know, I have several tattoos. And every time a dog lover sees a dog, this is a specific dog lover, her name is May. Every time May sees a dog, she asks their owner if she could pet them. So the New Orleans-based dog groomer recently decided to cut out the middleman. Instead of that, she had a tattoo put on her hands that says, "May I please pet your tattoo?" May I please on one hand, pet your tattoo on. I think it's a great. I'm ready to go get a tattoo that says, "May I pet your dog?" Or "May I hug and kiss your dog?" That's what I would get. May I hug and kiss your dog? 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Marilyn first, and then we'll go over to Jerome. Hey, Marilyn, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, Warren.
How are you today?
Thanks for it. Okay, I'm good. I'll go right there to the issue. My husband and I, we have a calico cat, and I think she is about 6 years already, and then we adopted. Actually, it's my son who stays with us. Adopted a Siberian Husky, 2 years and 4 months from the rescue shelter, and it's been 3 weeks, and the cat still hiding in the room. She doesn't want to go out, so yeah, that's it.
All right, so yeah, now how old is the cat?
The cat is about 11.
And how old is the dog?
The dog is 2 years and 4 months, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. First of all, we have to get the cat used to the dog. So the way we're going to do that is let's get the scent of the dog in the area where the cat is. In other words, and also I want you. Does the cat get along with you?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
She's the type that we cannot even touch, touch once in a while, but not carry or cuddle.
Okay, so what you need to do is obviously, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, where did this cat come from again?
Hold on, please.
No, where did the cat come from?
Yeah, I'm just asking my husband because he had it before we got married.
Okay, so this was your husband's cat before. So the cat's never been exposed. He's never been exposed to dogs until now.
He said that she came from a shelter also.
Okay, but since your husband has had her, has the cat ever lived with dogs?
Has the cat ever lived with dogs? No.
Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get the cat used to the scent of the dog and the dog used to the scent of the cat. You can take a towel, rub it on the cat, a towel, rub it on the dog, swap them, let them get used to the scent of each other. Then what I recommend you do is I would also like you to leave an unwashed article of your clothing, not so much your husband, but your clothing underneath where the cat is again. And then what I'd like you to do is when you have time, and I know this may sound like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but it's worth it, is just in the area where the cat is, just sit on the floor, put your hand underneath the bed if that's where she is, and just talk to her. Don't try to do anything else. Just sit there and talk to her. The more she gets used to your scent, the more she gets used to you, the quicker she's going to come around. I think it's a little overwhelming right now between you and between the dog, but in terms of the dog, once the cat is comfortable with you, once you can hold the cat, then what happens at that point is you can bring the cat and the dog into the same room, the dog on a leash, the cat being held, and let them at least be in the same room for a couple of minutes, then put them back every time they're together and it ends in a positive way, little by little, they're getting closer and closer. It's what we call first pet psychology. It'll work. It's not going to happen overnight, but I promise it will make a difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and I am going to send you for your cat. You know what? I'm going to send you a copy of my cat book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. I want you to read the chapter, you and your husband and your son, the family, on how to use first pet psychology to get them to get along with each other. I think that's really, really important chapter. And once again, my listeners, and I've been doing this for a lot of years, my listeners are absolutely amazing. Almost every single one of my listeners has rescued or adopted or saved the life of a dog or a cat. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got plenty of time for your calls. I still got hugs and kisses to give away. I still got hemp seed oil to give away. I got kitty lickies to give away, some more Lucy Pet. What else do I got? Lucy Pet food, some anti-paw licks. I got lots of great stuff to give away. So if you have a question or a comment, now's a great time to give me a call. And I'm still kind of amazed. No one's responding. What about insurance? Do you think that if you work for a company, that your dog or cat should be covered by insurance if that, in fact, is the only family member you have? You have no idea how many emails and calls and texts I get every week from people in tears, because they don't have the finances to take care of their dog or their cat's veterinary bills. Now, there's a lot of things you can do. We'll do a segment on that in the future. But I don't think it's such an unusual question. First of all, it's a lot less expensive to buy insurance for a dog or a cat than it would be for a human being. And if you work for the same company, shouldn't everyone get the same benefits? And I understand people are going to say, well, Warren, it's a dog or a cat. It's not a human being. But to that person who lives with that dog or lives with that cat or dog is probably just as important to that person as any living person with another living person would be. I mean, that's going to sound crazy. I may get criticized for saying that. But when we become attached to our animals, I honestly believe sometimes we become more attached to the animals we live with than the people we live with. Let's face it. They don't cheat. They don't lie. And they never borrow $10 and not pay you back. So that's, it's kind of interesting in terms of how the insurance should work. But I really think it's not, maybe I'm a little partial, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea for and a lot of companies are. I mean, I think Amazon is, and I'm not sure about Amazon. I think Google is, and Facebook is. Why not? Why not? It makes no sense not to. It only makes sense to. This is a good, loyal employee. Why should he not benefit the same as other employees? Or if you don't want to get the insurance, maybe give him the finances to get the insurance himself. I just think it's a great idea. I'd love to hear from you guys. Got some time. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-57. We're going to get to you, Jerome. 5752, 866-870-5752. We still got time for your calls. If you have any questions or comments, we still can still help you with some issues. And I still want to hear about anybody who is having difficulty with their dogs in the heat, or some ideas that you may have. I've given a lot of advice over the years on how to deal with the hot weather, and it's really, really dangerous. And a lot of people just don't even understand what's going on. So if you have any great tips out there, come on. This is the Pet Show family. It's not just me. It's us. We've been together, 43 years, some of us? If you have any great tips for the hot weather out there, I'd love to hear from you guys as well. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Do you think maybe at parks and beaches, when it's this hot, that maybe there should be some type of control over whether people can take their dogs to certain areas? For example, in Santa Monica, walking those dogs on the concrete is insane. Running them, skateboarders, with the dog, it's insane. Why not just, when the weather reaches a certain temperature, stop it? I remember I got thrown in jail in New York because I refused to let those the carriage horses go to work when the weather was over 85 or 90 degrees because it was way too hot. Remember, their nose is close to that not concrete, but that blacktop on the ground. That blacktop gets real hot, and it was hurting the horses. And I stood in front of them at Central Park, and I got arrested for that. That's when I was younger. Bottom line is, if it's too hot, it's too hot. And maybe, just maybe, there should be places. Now, the horses in New York now, I believe the law has changed where now they have to, if it goes above a certain temperature, they can no longer take them. So I think it's a great thing. And I think that's something that may be thought about. What do you think? Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And we are back on the Pet Show. The phone number 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. Select some time to answer a couple of calls. 866-870-KRLA. Let me go to Jerome right now in L.A. Hey, Jerome, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, how you doing?
I am doing great. How about yourself? Trying to stay cool is what I'm doing.
I got a very important question. So it's very hot right now, and if I come across someone with a dog that's left in the car, I'm breaking the window. So what stuff should I keep in my car to, nurse the dog after he's been in the car and basically almost out of there from heat stroke? From the heat. What's the aftercare after I break the window and get him out? Because I'm going to break the window and get him out.
Well, no, listen. I love you. I love you already. Now, you just talked about. You're going to get me in trouble here, Jerome. I just talked about being in jail for stopping the horses. Okay. I also went to jail on Long Island for breaking a window, taking a dog out of a car before they changed the law. And now the law is you can do it. So the bottom line is this: in my car, I always have fresh water. I always have treats. I always have a leash. I always have a collar. And what you can do is just try to cool the dog down with some just normal temperature water, not cold water, cool water. You don't want to get cold water. You can put a little on his lips as well and get him into a cool area. If you can get a fan on him to bring the temperature down if he's overheated, that's really important as well. So those are basically, forgive me, I don't know what the specific law now is. Did they change it in California? Can you break into someone's car?
I don't care about it.
I don't either. I just want someone to let me know. I mean, if I'm going to jail, I want to be dressed nice, I don't want people. But so I don't know. In a lot of states and a lot of cities now, the law says that you can do it.
TikTok, not dressed well,
That's right. Yeah. What kind of dogs do you have, Jerome? You sound like the kind of guy that's big animal.
I have a pit bull that's 100 pounds, and he's very sweet, and I have a cat, Siamese cat, which I need to find a food for the cat because the food that she got,
the most amazing, the most incredible dogs, the most compassionate.
This dog is sweet as pie.
There you go. Anyway, Jerome, keep calling me. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold. We're sending you some Lucy Pet cat food for your cat. And you give that Pitty a big hug and a big kiss for me. Let me take a break. When I come back, Dorothy in Anaheim, we're going to get to you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Listen, if you are not giving your dogs my hugs and kisses Ah, you bet so brave as Corporal Rusty and Rin Tin Tin. Made me who I am today. I grew up as Corporal Rusty. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. Let me go to Dorothy. Hey, Dorothy in Anaheim, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi. Shall I turn my radio off?
Yeah, please.
Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So I have a rescue. He is about nearly 2 years. We did a DNA on him. So he's boxer lab, pit bull, and it's a she, sorry, Scarlet. She is absolutely beautiful. She is so sweet. But she jumps all the time. And so when you come in, she leaps up at you, and she's big, and it affects...
So, Dorothy, what do you do? When people come over or when you come in and she jumps on you, what do you do?
Well, what I've been doing right now is turning away, but she's going for my back.
Yeah.
And so she is in the house. She's my daughter's dog. So...
How long I know she's a rescue. How long have you had her?
We've had her since a puppy. We got her as a puppy at the pound.
And she's 2 years now?
She's nearly 2 years, yes.
And she's been jumping for 2 years?
No, she's been in training. Let me tell you, we spent thousands in training.
No, it doesn't make any difference if she still has the same problem. It doesn't make any difference how much you spent in training.
Exactly.
Here's what you need to do. If the training was done properly, prior to the dog jumping, you would practice with people coming in and out with the dog on a leash and harness, putting the dog, using her commands that you spent thousands of dollars teaching her to sit and to stay, let the people come in, let the dog calm down, and then she can go say hello to them. But as long as she's jumping up on people and getting away with it, or as long as people are pushing her away and pushing her down, it becomes a game. What you need to do is use what I hope she was taught for thousands of dollars and put that into practical use. Every dog is Rin Tin Tin when there's no distractions. But as soon as someone comes in the door or as soon as there's some type of distraction, the jumping starts. It's a way of being excited. Some trainers will say no to the dog, bad dog, whatever. And that only encourages it more. I'm going to run out of time here. Listen, here's what I want to do. I want to send you a copy of my book, Dorothy.
Okay.
You call, you know what? Better yet. Are you going to be around for a while?
I am, yes.
Write this number down. 877 725
broke up.
877 725 8255.
725
8255.
8255. And is that 714?
No, it's 877.
877.
Yeah, let me listen on. Yeah, I got to move. I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to send you a copy of the book. But listen, that goes to everyone out there. If you have a question, I do my international Radio America show. Starts in 3 minutes. You can start calling then. Write this number down. It's the same type of show. I give away the same gifts. 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. Check out youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, a special one between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein, and really, thank you for listening to The Pet Show.